What's up, 11.7 Nation? We have a great guest, probably one of our biggest guests we've had so far. We're looking at a possible National Pitcher of the Year. Alek Manoah of West Virginia University has been crushing it this year, but we actually don't even have him on the show as far as like his numbers and his stats. Like, we actually heard that he had the biggest personality in college baseball, and that's what we're all about. So that's what we're going to have him here on. Alek, say what's up to the fans.
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
We're doing good, man. So yeah, a little birdie told us, let's see, about a week ago. We're not going to say his name, but he was like, bro, if you guys want to have one of the best personalities in college baseball on your show, you got to get Alek Manoah. And it also helps that he's having a killer season. I mean, I think you have like 110 strikeouts and 70-something innings. Like, that's unbelievable, especially in Big 12 play. That's good stuff, man.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been kicking it back on previewing the show a little bit, and Alek actually has a pretty funny story to tell about Kendall Rogers and about how he had a little Twitter, I guess Twitter interaction with him, and then he saw him in person. So Alek, go ahead and just tell a quick little story because I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, well, it actually all started with so my freshman year, I ended up making like Sports Center,
Yeah.
like some barehanded play or whatever, and he tweeted, he was like, "Great play by Alek Manoah, but those uniforms are terrible." So like my freshman year, like guys hated when I pitched because I would pick like the worst uniforms. We have like this camo jersey that we don't even wear anymore, and then we rock. I chose camo jerseys, these blue softball pants that we basically have. With our striped stirrups. Not a good look, man, but it's kind of slimming, so I was about it. Yeah. So he was like, "Oh, great play, terrible jerseys, whatever." And then I remember sending him like the screenshot, I think sometime last year, and I was like, "Hey, man, these are still the best like uniforms in college baseball. Like they're like they help hide the velo pouch a little bit." So,
I'm all about that.
He was like, "Did you copyright that term? I've never heard of that before." And I was like, "I don't know how you haven't heard of that, but
yeah, it's been around.
So yeah, we've kind of had like a little interaction like back and forth, and then yeah, so that I deserve a date with thing on Twitter like 2 weeks ago. When I typed in "I deserve a date" and I did the @, like the fifth person was Kendall Rogers.
Of course.
So I tweeted out to him. I was like, "Why not?" So I tweeted out, and then he sent like this little gif of like some little kid, like little fat kid, just like like doing.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I was
James uses it all the time.
I was like, "Hey man, he's got a good sense of humor." So then after the game Friday at Texas, he was there. And when he asked me for the interview, I was like, "Oh man, we're finally gonna get that date." So
yeah, that's why he showed up. He was promised a date and never got it. So
yeah, exactly. Well, he told me if we make it to Omaha that we'll make that date happen. So
yeah, absolutely.
Well, you'll be a little busy. I don't know if you'll have time, but it's that y'all have definitely been showing out, man. I'm sure you're fired up, like rolling into May, like y'all are just ready to get the playoffs started, dude.
Yeah, man, we're getting hot at the right time. We still got we're obviously trying to host.
Yeah.
I know you guys don't think we can host. I saw your last.
Yeah, hell yeah, we did.
Update.
You're getting close.
Yeah, man, I think we got a good shot. We got TCU coming in town this weekend,
and they've been playing so bad, right? Like, this is the best time to play TCU because they've been playing awful. We've been watching tons of games.
This is the worst time to play TCU, man. They're angry.
That's true. That's true.
They're angry, and so they're gonna come in pretty hot, man. But yeah, I mean, we're kind of angry too. We're more of a blue collar school, and TCU is not really used to being blue collar. So
I know
we're ready to go.
That's
right. You got me fired up. I can't wait for these games.
Yeah, and so last night's podcast, we actually did our Omaha predictions, and I'm not kidding when I say this. I had West Virginia as my 8th team, my sleeper, because I mean, you guys have won almost every single Friday night start, and I mean, thanks to you, obviously. But dude, if you think about it, like, all you need to do is win 5 games to get to Omaha. 3 in the regional, 2 in the super regional. And if you're going to win the first game of the regional and the first game of super regional, it sets you up and your team up. And this is a different West Virginia team than you guys have had in the past. I mean, you guys have offense, you have defense. The pitching staff's been incredible. I mean, this is looking like a sleeper team for Omaha for sure. You guys are dominating teams in the Big 12. I think since Baylor swept you guys like about a month ago, you guys have been playing some of the best ball in the country.
Yeah, I mean, since that sweep, we've kind we kind of came into it thinking, we could have a pretty good year, and then you get swept, and it's kind of like, man, that's not easy.
Yeah.
But we all kind of got together, and we're like, we probably got swept by the best team in the Big Ten, and that was week 1. Looking at it, week 7, it's like, yeah, it's probably the better team in the conference right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got swept, and then our Coach Mays, he just kept saying, "Hey, we're down 3-0. It's going into the second inning. Just look at it like a 9-inning ball game."
Dude, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, so we were down 3-0 going into the second inning. Then we lost Friday night actually against Oklahoma, our second series.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He was like, all right, man. He's like, we're down 4-0. So
Mhm.
then we end up winning the next 2. It's like, all right, we're down 4-2. Then we win the next 2. We're like, all right, we're tied 4-4.
Let's go.
So then every after every game, we're just like, all right, what do we got, Coach? What do we got? He's like, all right, man, we're 10-8.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that's basically just how we look at it. We've been able to bounce back pretty good.
Yeah, and so I mean, I think that's definitely an interesting way to look at it. I've never even thought of that. So being down in the series is like looking at it in a ball game. Like you go down 2-0, 3-0 in the second. That's not a big deal. Like nobody thinks that's something they can't overcome.
Yeah,
so
you got plenty of ball game left.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. And so it's really between Baylor, Texas Tech, and West Virginia right now for that Big 12 championship. And I mean, yeah, you have Oklahoma State, but teams like Texas are down this year, TCU down, traditional powerhouses in the Big 12, kind of making this conference like wide open. So you finish up strong. You guys have a good chance to take home that hardware.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think we got a good path ahead of us. Those teams still have to. I think they still have to play each other.
So, and they're gonna beat up on each other for sure.
Exactly. So we're just gonna sit back, just continue to try and win our 2 or 3 a weekend, and whatever works out in the end, just trying to get that host is our biggest thing.
I know, man. That's gonna be big. You guys need to host. It's a huge advantage for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're let's go back on I guess on your life story. You're from Miami, Florida, correct?
My grandma was calling me. My bad.
Oh, you're good. You're good. No, so
you got to take that call, bro.
You gotta take
that call for Grams.
Don't want to make her mad.
I know there's a voicemail if it's important.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. But I was just saying, like, we want to go back in your life a little bit. So you're from Miami, Florida, and we always ask
your recruiting story. How you got to West Virginia, bro?
Yeah.
So basically, man, like, it's a pretty long story, but basically, like, the biggest thing was, it's actually pretty crazy. So my 3 main schools were Auburn, Mississippi State, and WU. So going into it, I was kind of like, man, I want to play in the SEC, but at the same time, I'm not one of those guys who I don't really like glamour, like, big time. Like, I'm not into all that. Like, I want to feel like I'm at home. I knew that, going to college, the draft would work my way. Either way, I didn't have to play in the SEC to go, in the top 5 rounds or whatever.
Right.
I knew that my talent, my projection, my work ethic would get me there. It was just about feeling comfortable, wherever I went. So actually, I take my first visit to Mississippi State, and I had a great visit. And the coach there, he kind of doesn't pressure me, but he was like, "Listen, we got 3 guys coming on campus next week, and if I get a yes from you, they don't come on campus. If I don't get a yes from you, I can offer them." So he was like, "I kind of need an answer." I think that was kind of him just playing his business part about it.
100%. Absolutely.
Right. So I wasn't stupid either. So I was kind of like, look, man, you're my first visit. I'm not just going to commit because I had a good weekend.
Yeah.
I got to take my other visits. He's like, all right, so it's basically between us and who else? And I was like, honestly, it's between you guys and Auburn. Like, clear coat. But I respected the West Virginia coaching staff and really liked them a lot. So I was just going to take a visit. And I was like, no, it's between you guys and Auburn. So I already had scheduled my West Virginia visit for like 2 weeks later. And then Auburn, like the 4th week after. He was like, man, I can't wait a whole month. So I literally moved up West Virginia just to get it out of the way, right? And then go to Auburn the week after. So I go to West Virginia. I come here and literally loved it. Like, literally wherever, every other school, they usually take you like to a steakhouse on campus, like the big place, around town. And when I came up here, Mays and the coaching staff and all their wives and their kids, we went up to Mays' house and they all cooked dinner, like a home cooked meal.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's crazy, awesome. Man. Something different than nobody else is doing.
Nobody does that. Like, cooked me dinner, like, just hung out, like, and what's crazy is, like, God guided me, like, in the right direction because obviously we're a pretty big party school. And
Yeah.
my flight, I was supposed to be up here Saturday night, Sunday, and then leave Sunday night.
Uh-huh.
So my flight gets delayed, so I didn't get up here till Sunday. So
Uh-huh.
there's obviously nothing going on a Sunday, you know. But if I
Right.
would have came up here Saturday and the party environment, that would have made me make a decision, without the right, details,
Right.
just
Right.
over a party school. Like that's not what my future holds for me,
Yeah, man, that's
Yeah.
good. That's
But
good
yeah,
that you realize that. That's
I
awesome.
just realized a bunch of things, man. I ended up going on my Auburn visit the weekend after, and when I go on my Auburn visit, I loved it there. I love Coach Holiday. I actually paid for him this summer in Chatham, and we just had a great relationship. And I was just like, you know what, man, I'm getting the family environment, and I'm getting to play in the SEC. This is it.
Uh-huh.
So I was just like, let me go home, talk to my family. I literally land in Miami, and I have a few advisors that I was talking to. They're all texting me like, hey, Auburn was in your top 3, right? And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah. And they're like, hey, the entire coaching staff just got fired. And I was like, I was
Oh.
literally like, I looked at my phone and I was like, you're kidding me. Like, there's no way. Like,
Not the right time for this joke.
I literally just ate breakfast with all these guys like 2 hours before. Like, there's no way. And they were like, nah, yeah, they're all fired. Holidays on administrative leave. Like, they're all gone. So I was just like, damn, like I can't commit to a school and then
No way.
not like the head coach, and then I lose leverage for the draft out of high school, or I end
Yeah.
up somewhere I don't like. So I was like, damn, I can't go there. So Mississippi State's blowing me up now because they knew it was between them and Auburn.
Yeah, they
So
see
they're
that.
like, oh, he's definitely coming here. So I sit down with my high school coach, and he's like this old dude, just hard nosed. I sit down with him, and he was like, so what's going through your mind, big man? And I'm like, honestly, like it was going to be Auburn, but I don't see myself going to Mississippi State. And I think Tennessee had came into the mix again at some point. But I really liked how I felt on the visit at West Virginia, you know?
Yeah.
So he was like, look, man, if it's not going to be Mississippi State either way, why don't you just give them a call and tell them to stop bothering you? Like, you're not going there. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, that's kind of hard to do. Like,
Risky,
he was like,
yeah.
man, you're not breaking their heart. They've been to Omaha plenty of times. They don't care if they lose a recruit. And in my head, I'm just like, yo, he just humbled me like real quick. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they don't care if I go or not. So I
They
was
just
like,
want an
whatever.
answer, yeah.
Yeah, so I get in my car. We finished an inter squad. I go home, and I call the guy, and it was literally the opposite of what he said. It was like you broke up with a girlfriend, and she didn't want to end things, and it was kind of just like,
He was like, no,
well,
please,
I'll
no,
always be
don't.
here for you, that kind of thing.
We're
If you
always
ever
gonna
need-
be close and friends. We'll
Yeah, it was-
stay in touch.
It was honestly, I was just like, wow, like, did I make the right decision, right?
Yeah.
So I go upstairs, I go to shower, and when I walk in my bed, like in my bathroom, me and my brother, we shared a bathroom at the time. I walk in my bathroom, and there's literally like right on my toilet. First off, living with my brother, he doesn't fold a damn thing.
Yeah.
So there was somehow a pair of West Virginia shorts folded perfectly, just so you can see the corner logo, like right on the corner of the shorts.
Right.
What?
So I see the shorts, and I'm like, remember, going through my whole mind, I'm just like, West Virginia is the right thing to do, but I don't know if I want to go there. So now I see this, and I was just like, did I make the right decision saying no to Mississippi State? So now I see the shorts, and I'm like, I look up, and I'm like, this guy's joking with me right now. Like,
Yeah.
like that's literally a sign put in front of me. So I call my mom. She starts freaking out. She's like, where did those shorts come from? I was like, I don't know. Eric might be playing a joke on me or something. I'm going to wait till he gets home because he was at the gym. He wasn't answering my phone call.
Yeah.
So he gets home, and I'm like, yo, what's up with these shorts? And he was like, what shorts, man? And I'm like, the West Virginia shorts. And he was like, what? You think those are your shorts? Those are my shorts. Like, he had literally no clue. And I was like, no, bro. Like, where'd you get them? He's like, bro, I fucking stole them from some guy in Pro Ball. They're not yours. And I was like, dude, I know they're not mine. Like, I know they're not mine. So I tried explaining to him because I thought maybe he put them there like on purpose or something.
Right.
That was literally God, just like, that was my sign. Like, follow your heart, follow where you want to be. And ever since that day, like, all the coaches at Mississippi State are no longer there.
Yeah,
So
they all left.
Made the right decision with that. And obviously the entire coaching staff at Tennessee is not there either. So yeah, man, I've had a great career here, so no regrets.
Dude, no, it looks like it worked out literally perfectly for you. And you came out of high school as a two-way guy too. So did West Virginia give you the chance to play two-way like immediately, or
no?
What's the story behind that?
I came up here and I was a pretty good hitter, man, but I wasn't like a 6'6", 270-pound hitter. I was like, I'm gonna slap a double over second base, or like hit a
That's
single, like
amazing.
the occasional home run guy. Like that's what I was in high school. Like I had like
Yeah.
630 with 3 home runs. Like that's not what you want out of a 4 hole, you know.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So when I came up here, like I was choking up with 2 strikes, just like getting
You
little
just
base hits
weren't
here and
hitting
there.
like a 6'6" guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and Mays was literally like, listen, if you're, I don't care if you strike out 7 times in 10 at bats, just go hit 2 home runs. And in my head, I was like, I've never heard that before.
Right.
I was like, I was taught to like, my first 2 swings are mine. I'm gonna swing out of my butt,
Yeah.
and the third one, like, just try and put it in play. You know, he's like, I don't care if you punch out, 15 times, whatever. Just go hit 2, 3 home runs. We'll score more runs. That's what your job's to do. So my swing got really big. I started dropping my hands. Just I don't know. I could never get it back, and it's not
Yeah.
Maisie. It's not Maisie's fault or anything. I was a way better high school hitter than I was ever going to be in college, man.
Hey, I
So
think it worked out just fine though. No,
I,
no one's
I think it's
complaining this
working out
year.
pretty good.
Yeah,
it's
it
working
works out
pretty good.
just fine. But if you do get drafted by a National League team, the chance always lives on. You could be
I'm
like the
taking
next,
my hacks, man.
yeah,
I'm taking my hacks.
next Carlos Zambrano, just taking hacks up there.
Yeah, basically.
Dude, no, that's awesome. And so James, you got any questions for him? Because we're about to wrap this up. We got maybe about 5-10 minutes left. Make sure you get your questions in, James.
Well, we didn't we have a couple of teammate questions? Oh, Ben, ask the question you came up with.
Okay. I think this is it. So James and I like briefly discussed before we get you on, like literally like 5 minutes. Like, okay, what kind of questions we want to ask him? And we're like, hey, let's not do the traditional like, what do you want to throw with 2 strikes against a lefty, or like this or that.
Right.
Like, what pitch feels the best? So I came up with a question of what teammate gives you the most shit about your tattoos? Like, I know there's probably you have quite a few tattoos that are noticeable when you pitch, and I know
Yeah.
there's like one smart ass teammate that just like blows you up. Like, hey, Alex probably went and got another tattoo, or like this kid's addicted to the ink. Because I know we used to have guys like that.
The person who gives me the most crap is usually my buddy, our closer, Sam Kessler. He's always all over me. He never lets me. He never gives me a chance for anything. He's always like, "Oh, that's a new shirt, huh?"
Yeah.
And like always, he's always on my ass about
Always
everything.
goofing around and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess let me ask you this. So this is your third year with West Virginia. I mean, is y'all's locker room like closer this year than years previous? Like y'all you seem like y'all have a good time together. I mean,
man, we literally have a blast, man. Like there's so much respect for each other, man. There's so much love for each other. That's why we're winning, because kind of when you're down, you're getting your butt kicked. If you don't like each other, man, it's kind of hard to keep playing, but you're playing for one another,
Yeah.
And when it's a 1-0 ball game, we've won a lot of those games, man, just because we can just stay together. We stay together as a team. We stay together every at bat, and when someone messes up, on teams that don't like each other, there's a lot of pointing fingers like, we didn't hit the ball today. We didn't pitch today. Oh, if we would have pitched, we would have won. Oh, if we would have hit, and it's more of just like, we'll get them next time. We've got each other's back, and that's the main reason why we're playing good, man. Because there's no cancers in that locker room. Everybody loves each other. We can all mess around with each other, and I don't know. It's just fun, man. Literally, Mays told us after the game, we got blown out by Texas like 10-2.
Yeah.
And they did like this little thing on the scoreboard, like match. It was like one of those matching games. Like they flip a card and there's a player on one side.
Yeah.
So they flip 9 cards. You got to match like which one is which. And we're on the dugout like, 3-7, 2-6. And he literally told us after the game, he's like, man, that's why I love coaching you guys, because you're just always having fun. If you really won the series, I mean, you got your butt kicked, like whatever. Let's just keep having fun. Nobody's really like pointing fingers or down or dry or anything like that. And yeah, man, we like playing with each other, man. It's pretty fun.
That's cool, man. It seems like you guys all take accountability too. So if you guys lose a game, you're not pointing fingers. You're like, all right, I got to get better for next game, this and that. So no, that's really cool, man. All right, so I guess before we let you leave, we do have to ask you this one cliche baseball question. So let's have the scenario that you come out of the bullpen, game 3 of a super regional to close it out. You go 7 scoreless Friday and only like 80 pitches. So you're coming back on 2 days rest. And it is 2 outs in the 9th. Full count, 3-2. Winning run is on second, tying run's on third. Nobody on first.
Winning run on second, tying run on first. All right.
Yeah. No. Winning run on second, tying run on third, and nobody's on first. But you have a 3-2 count.
Okay.
What pitch are you going to right here? You go into something, challenge him in the zone, get him to chase out of the zone, because if you walk him, it doesn't mean anything. You have one pitch in particular you want to throw, or is it just kind of?
I'm going fastball in, man. I'm going
fastball in.
Statement made.
I got good reasons, man. I throw fuzz. First off, I throw fuzz.
Yeah.
So
that always helps.
If you're gonna turn on 95 or 96, with 2 strikes, first off, you're a shitty hitter.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even be trying to do that. You should be trying to just poke one the other way. So if you can turn on a well-located inside fastball with 2 strikes, good for you. You deserve to win the Super Regional.
Yep.
Second off, if it runs away from me and I bang you in the ribs, not my problem. Go to first.
It's the next guy's problem.
Just like you said,
I love it.
There's going to be another at bat. So.
Yep. No, dude, I love that. And knowing that it's your final pitch of the game, most likely, that thing's probably coming at 98, 99. Like all the adrenaline, College World Series on the line.
No doubt. And that's usually when I get more amped up anyways. It's later in the game. So.
No, dude, that's awesome. I think that was a perfect answer too. So we'll let you go on that. Alek, dude, it's been a freaking blast, man. You're welcome back anytime on the show.
Man, just let me know.
Whenever we might see you out in Omaha, all right? So whenever you guys make that trip out there, James and I are talking about doing some coverage over there this summer. So we'll have you back on then.
Perfect, man. Sounds good, man.
All right, keep having a blast, dude. Keep having a blast.
Always, man. Always.
See you,
all right,
bro.
man. See you.
All right, man.